Hi, I'm Srividya. I'm Saatvik's mother. Before coming to this workshop, my son he did not like social studies. I don't know whether he still likes social studies, but definitely for him, geography was a very boring subject where he just had to remember where which country is there. It's all about just remembering information. It didn't make any sense to him. And mostly my son, he responds well to subjects where it makes sense to him. So that was a real challenge, and social studies in most often was just it was a subject which he never took seriously. When we heard about this workshop through a friend of ours who participated, and they had a lot to say about both the teaching as well as the way the subject was introduced to the children. So we were very interested to enroll him here. And we took a chance in the tougher subjects than the simpler subjects in the workshop. And after yesterday, my son was very reluctant to come to the workshop. He just thought it's just one of the other activities we're dragging him along. That was in the afternoon when he could well be sleeping or watching some TV. But then after the workshop, he was first of all, he was very happy. And he said he would like to again participate in more such workshops. And then when we asked him about what he learned, he was able to articulate whatever he learned in just some 4 or 5 lines. And that I thought was real learning, where you're not talking too much with vague things without understanding anything, but you're able to explain what you learned in a very simple way. So he talked about the 4 questions that he one asks related to geography, and he gave us an example of. He was able to explain an example. This question of where, what if not what. He gave us an example of Mandya.
Okay.
Where is Mandya located? It's between Bangalore and Mysore. And what is Mandya famous for? It's famous for its sugar cultivation. What if Mandya was not there and sugar fields were not there? Then what? So what's the implication of a place not being existent? So that's when geography, I should admit, it started making sense to me also, because for me also geography was all about just maps and places and all of that. So it was real eye-opener for me also, and I should say for my husband also.
I should interject here and tell you that he did not write any of this down. He written all of this in his memory and spoke to you.
Yes.
He did not write anything down.
And the real thing for me was there were some printouts that were given as part of the workshop, which Saatvik generally doesn't read stuff and all. He generally likes to learn by hearing people, mostly through stories and all that. So he actually made a point to read through the whole Ebola thing that he went through yesterday, and he was very interested in learning about it more after the workshop. So I thought that was nice, and he was also very happy that the teaching happened not in it was not at all. It didn't appear like a teaching. It was more like a discussion, and he was able to that further triggered his interest to learn more about the subject by reading the actual fine print. So I think it's more about not about just the workshop but also the teaching. So I would really recommend this to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, all of you should benefit from this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there anything today, for example, we did the geographies of Snowdon. Was there anything here that you thought could have been done better, differently?
No, I don't think so. I think this is a kind of teaching I'm also very new to. I've never had this kind of teaching when I was young. I think more than just the geography, the whole teaching system should be this way.
Right. So will you be able to in any way spread this information, this teaching, by just sharing it with people so that you yourself can teach them other things? Can you teach
absolutely, them? Absolutely. Both me and my husband will recommend this at our workplace, and we will also encourage Saatvik to mention this to our friends. Actually, I could have done it before coming here, but I already assumed that a lot of people are known, and there's a limit of some 20 people per workshop. So I think this is a need of the hour, and I feel more and more the teachers have to also participate in this workshop so that they can start inculcating this kind of teaching in their schools.
Okay. Would you do you feel comfortable enough to talk to your peers and explain to them what it is that geography, for example, without involving me, without them having to come to one of the workshops from TIGS, can you yourself spread this knowledge directly yourself? Do you feel comfortable?
Yes, I can talk about.
That is a very important way of spreading the knowledge, so that people can understand that there is no such thing as a non-geographer. We are all geographers, so that is one thing. Okay. So thank you very much for your feedback.